Brian Cashman is around forever. He ain't going anywhere, Tiki.
You told me the obvious this morning, which
pardon me, 44 years. I'm sorry.
You told me the obvious this morning, which was the length of contract of Brian Cashman, extension 4 years, which, when it's all said and done, means he will have been the New York Yankees general manager for 29 seasons.
Yeah.
29 seasons.
That's crazy.
At the helm of the New York Yankees. Now, there have been some championships, but it hasn't been one since 2009. And to me, my big takeaway after seeing this news yesterday was, okay, great for Cashman, but where the hell is the Aaron Judge conversation? It's almost tone deaf for the Yankees to start championing a guy who most Yankee fans could do with or without. They don't. I mean, he's there or not. Really, it's what he does. And what he needs to do right now is find a way to sign Aaron Judge. So why announce Cashman's deal before you even have deep conversations with Aaron Judge? I mean, maybe it's a precursor to it, but to me, the focus of the Yankees should and needs to be Aaron Judge. Now, maybe that gets done today. BT and I have been speculating all week that this could happen sooner rather than later. This thing is not going to get pushed into January.
No.
This thing is going to get done as soon as possible, and you got to believe that the offers are going to start coming heavy and hard. And the question will be, does Aaron Judge trust now the forever general manager for the New York Yankees to actually do right by him and respect him for the star that he is?
Well, that's why the Yankees and, wherever Judge goes, he's got to get this thing done quickly, which is what really has fueled me and you to come to this determination. It's going to either happen today or tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Now suddenly, all right, Verlander's off the board, Trey Turner's off the board. By the way, Yankees, did you even make a cursory call to Trey Turner? Did the Mets even make a call?
I doubt it.
Jeez.
I doubt it.
I think that you're right.
The way that this thing happens, we heard speculation for a couple of weeks.
About the East Coast and the Phillies.
About the Phillies.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the winter meetings start happening, all right, done deal. 11 years. By the way, he's 29 years old.
11 years.
He's 29 years old. We're talking about Aaron Judge not living up to play till he's 38.
I know.
Trey Turner.
Whose game is built on speed, by the way. I mean, does this push it to 10, 11 years for Aaron Judge?
I mean, doesn't it have to?
No, it doesn't have to. No.
Aaron Judge is a specimen of a human being.
And
I know he
that.
had some injury concerns, but we've sloughed those off as kind of freakish. I'm not worried about the length of Aaron Judge, especially if you're going to you're throwing out 11-year, $300 million deal to Trey Turner.
That's moronic, though. And an 11-year deal to Aaron Judge would be utterly moronic.
But it's the market. See, the market is changing. Remember we've talked about how Aaron Judge is kind of at this forefront of changing this stagnant, top-end AAV or length of deal for players that are past 30. I mean, Trey Turner started it. So there's a precedent that's already been set right now.
Listen, that's
and if you're Aaron Judge's camp,
yeah,
you better be asking for 10 years
100%. Now. I mean, wow, that's ludicrous speed at this point. These are very, very uncomfortable hours and days for the Yankees. They have put themselves in really the most unenviable position that you could be in, where the greatest asset in the entire sport right now, you don't control any of the negotiations. He's got every ounce of leverage. Apparently, he's headed to San Diego today. Yankees apparently don't know why, which is, not good. Not that it means anything for sure, but it certainly, I don't think that it would embolden the Yankees to think that he's going to sign with them today. I think they got to be sweating a lot. The Giants continue to express confidence that they feel good about this, that the conversations and that when they showed them and when they met last week in San Francisco, that they left a great impression. They want to sign another outfielder. I'll tell you, this is either going to be an incredible offseason or an awful offseason for the Yankees because this needs to be laid out right now. Mm-hmm. So if Aaron Judge, there's really three things that can happen. Aaron Judge signs with the Yankees. And the Yankees, based on their recent ways of spending or lack thereof, in terms of what I think we all want, they've spent money, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. They do not go out and either secure or even really pursue anybody to add to Judge. That's one situation. Nobody would be thrilled with that. Another situation is he bounces, and we'd all be pissed at that, unless there's this incredible pivot. which I think would happen. But again, you can't make people sign contracts. So there is a possibility that Aaron Judge goes to the Giants or the Dodgers or some other outlier team that is laying in the weeds right now, and they whiff on Rodon, and they don't make a move for Correa. They whiff on Bogarts, who right now seems to be connected to Arizona. Benintendi goes to the Mets. Nimmo goes to the Rockies. Like, that is possible. But then there's also the other possibility of Judge staying here, Rodon coming here, and then the Yankees bringing an outfielder. It's really it is uncertain times.
It is
for the Yankees and their fans.
Well, it's really uncertain because this Aaron Judge thing doesn't feel like it's close to getting done with the Yankees. Now, we know he's going to start getting offers because that's what happens this week. You've heard it all week long, or going into last week, that the winter meetings are when these deals start happening. And we saw it start yesterday, right? The Verlander deal and the Trey Turner deal. I think there was another one as well, another signing. But we know that this is when the top end starts to sign, and there hasn't been a lot of noise. I know there was an initial offer, even if it was very tepid, to Aaron Judge from the Yankees. But it doesn't.
You're talking about the one that was described as the neighborhood of $300 million, 8 years or so?
Yeah, which probably.
You think that's a tepid offer?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think it's a fair offer. And we know what fair offers get you with Aaron Judge, especially after 62 home runs and coming off an MVP season. It's going to get you see you next year playing for another team, right? So the Yankees need to come correct. And I don't think that they did. Especially when I look at Trey Turner, who's got a $300 million deal that he just signed. So there is a hierarchy of stars in sports. This is all sports. You get it in football. You get it in basketball. It just is what it is. Aaron Judge is at the top of that hierarchy right now, and he's not being treated that way by the Yankees, who are more concerned about signing Brian Cashman, into perpetuity than they are about signing the star players who are going to help them win games.
Boy, I read the comments when the Yankees put that out on Twitter. I mean, you knew what was coming. Of
course you knew.
It's like when Woody Johnson was putting out the uniform tweets when the Jets were winless or last year. It's like you just got to read the room a little bit better. So, all right, I think the biggest. I think what we wrestle with, and to an extent, Met fans certainly went through this with DeGrom, but we want to satisfy the now. There's not a Yankee fan around that doesn't want Judge back, but I think there's also a percentage of Yankee fans who have a real limit, with Judge because of the lack of belief that they're going to do whatever it takes to keep going. And, now I'm actually starting to think that, and I did think it when I saw the Turner deal, but now I'm really thinking it. Like, can this possibly push to 10? Like, you really think that's possible?
The reason you do it is because it gives you a lower AAV, right? Because
How much lower, though?
Well, I mean, Trey Turner's
AAV
is under 30. He's $27 million.
Yeah, but I mean, Trey Turner's just hit 62 bombs.
And he's
not box office like Judge.
But at the same time, like as a player, you want obviously the cash, like the cold hard cash. But the length of your deal to take you out till you're basically retiring is also valuable. Look at DeGrom's deal. I mean, Jacob DeGrom wanted a 5-year deal. I think the years were more important than the AAV to him, and he ended up getting kind of both. But he didn't get close to Max Scherzer. I mean, he's $6 million short of Max Scherzer, and then the Yankees. I mean, the Mets turn right around and give Justin Verlander $43 million. Mm-hmm. So DeGrom cared more about the length than he did about the AAV number. The question is, what does Judge care most about? Is it the length to take him out to 40 when he's going to be playing DH for 2 years and, doing what Giancarlo Stanton does every year? Or is it, I just want the cash. I want the cash. I want as much cash as I want in a short amount of time.
Why can't it be both? See, I think he's so
can.
uniquely positioned, much more so than DeGrom. I mean, much more so than DeGrom, and much more so than Turner.
Of course he is. But I don't know what's most important to him. Is it the length? Is it to take him till he's 40, or is it to be the highest paid player and position player in the history of Major League Baseball?
Well, I think you have to also throw this in. I think this guy is really motivated to win. I really do. I think that he's looking for the trifecta: length, AAV, and a team that's going to give him a chance to win. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, unless the Giants just go bonkers. How do they surround him with a team that's going to win?
Well, maybe it's not the Giants. Maybe it's just like the Rangers or somebody.
Well,
They don't have the money to spend at this point. I mean, maybe they do.
Could
I don't
it be
know.
the Dodgers? I guess, sure. I guess
Definitely could
possible.
be the Dodgers. Bellinger's out, and there's room.
I know there is.
And but you have Mookie there already. There's a lot of money in that
got Freddie
outfield.
Freeman.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for some star players. Now, but if you win championships and you're doubling them up or even tripling them up or creating a new dynasty, it's worth it. But it's baseball. It's never guaranteed.
This could be a very painful day, like yesterday for Met fans.
Mm-hmm.
I really going back to Friday, pardon me, but or a euphoric day. I don't know, man. I mean, Tiki, I've gone back and forth. I've always, from day one, I've always been steadfast. He was never going to the Mets. That was like a fun conversation over the summer, and I get it. Stevie Cohen, the big pockets, he hadn't signed yet. Why not? They need a big bat. In addition to Alonso, some people thought he'd be in play for the Mets. I never believed that. The Red Sox never made sense. I don't think the Dodgers jump in. I always thought it was a two-team race. I really did. And I always thought he would wind up here. But I don't know. Mm-hmm. I just don't know. I don't know. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. All right. I mean, there are a couple of different ways this thing's going to go. Yanks are either getting judged and not a whole lot more. Yanks are getting judged and they're going to break the bank like they did back in 2009. Or the Yankees are going to whiff on Judge and then they're going to whiff on everybody else and we're going to just go crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Judge is most important right now. And, we know where Yankee fans are as far as, at least we think we know. Some of them are hell-bent. Some will say, okay, if he goes, it's all right.
What do you think? Let me get you on the record here. What do you think the majority of Yankee fans think in terms of? Listen, of course, Yankee fans want him back.
I want Judge,
but do they want him back at any expense?
I think most Yankee fans are saying, and this is what it has to be this way.
Go ahead.
I want Aaron Judge back at any cost.
I disagree. Now this is not always the great representation, but what I've seen, what I've interacted with on social media, I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I don't. I'm seeing a lot of 7-8 years, and again, 7 years is ridiculous. 8 years, take it. Like his age. I'm just telling you what's out there.
But that's just counting the Yankees' money. That's just saying I'm going to be the auditor for the Yankees' pocketbook. Right?
Well, really the auditor of themselves, because I think that Yankee fans are basing that, those who believe that, who subscribe to that, are basing that opinion on the fact that they don't have this great conviction that the Yankees will do the other things necessary to win. And that's the thing. I mean, it's still about winning a championship, right?
Should be.
It's got to be, even though it's been a while. All right, 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. We'll get to the comments from Robert Saleh, who spoke more about the quarterback situation yesterday, the Judge stuff right now, the other free agent stuff. It just feels like it's today. It feels like it's tomorrow. Hell, it could be during our show, like Verlander yesterday. So we're all over it. Tiki and Tierney right here on The Fan.